is a Bramble Jam podcast.
This week on Yo Gavel Gavel, if the room you booked is double booked, does the hotel that booked you a nicer booking also owe you money? You know what you can book? Judge Ross.
And if you have a revolving door of roommates and the door breaks, who pays for rent? Judge Faith tells you real people.
Real cases.
Fake justice.
This is
Yo Gavel Gavel.
Wow. Gavel, 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 gavel.
Now you know how long that song is.
Yeah, I never knew until now. You didn't fade it out or anything.
Yeah. Hi, it's an automatic fade out, but it's not as a gentle of a fade out.
It's very a slow progression.
Yes.
Is what you'd say. Yeah.
Hi.
Gavel, gavel.
Gavel, gavel, everybody. Welcome.
Yes.
And I want to make this perfectly clear. No real door breaks in my case.
Yeah, it's crazy.
A proverbial revolving door.
The proverbial revolving door.
You know the one.
Roommates.
That's exactly right.
Love the proverbial revolving door.
Saw them.
Yeah. They're good.
Not bad.
Yeah. They really just smoke cigarettes and play single piano notes on stage.
Open for Hanson.
They did. Wow. That's crazy.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Yo Gavel Gavel. It's so good to see you. And
that means
you
it's Friday.
And you. It is Friday. We are talking about TV courtroom shows. We got a Judge Faith. We have a Judge Ross. It's going to be a really wonderful day. If you're listening to us while you drive down the road, whoa, look out. If you're watching us on the YouTube, thank you. And if you are not a member of Bramble Jam Plus, how dare you?
What in the world are you doing with your life?
That's exactly right.
Get it together.
The least you
Ad
get
free.
That's exactly right. And listen, you could either spend, you could buy a pumpkin spice latte today, or you could support your friends. What?
I hate a pumpkin spice latte, but a pumpkin cream cold brew.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just give up one in a month.
That's all I'm saying.
One a month.
You can still buy them. We all know you're going to. No one buys one pumpkin spice a cold brew or pumpkin spice latte a month.
This setup, our little studio here, is making me want a little PCCB.
Ooh, yeah. It's nice and orange. Yeah. So, please go to BrambleJamPlus.com. If you don't mind, buy us a pumpkin spice latte.
That'd be great.
By joining. And if you go to the All Access, you're going to get some bonus stuff. Not this week, but this month, we are doing a brief case.
Love it.
We're going to rule on a situation that somebody emailed us about. A lot of fun. You should look forward to that. We also got bonus Bayside coming, bonus Deck the Hallmark, bonus history, all sorts of fun stuff.
So much fun.
And you could get here for the bits, which I think if you don't know what it is, you need to join for. We got a couple of doozies today.
Yeah, a couple of doozies.
I think both of ours are a little bit more nitpicky.
Nitpicky. Oh, mine is as nitpicky as it gets.
Nitpicky.
In my opinion, once you get under $500, you're in a realm of this isn't about money anymore. This is about being right. And my case is 100% in that category.
I love it. You've sold me. Can you go first?
Sure, I'll go first.
Judge Ross. All right.
Ross. Now, the thing about Judge Ross, and if you don't know, now you know.
Hey, is justice, what is it? Because
that's the problem. See, you start off wrong immediately.
What do you mean?
Justice isn't you've already talked about it like it's a foreign concept.
I did.
It's not a foreign concept.
Really?
It's not. Justin isn't either. Justin is as concrete as it gets. Justin,
he is every day he comes in, he does the same exact thing, same attitude, level-headed. I appreciate that about you, Justin.
In Judge Ross's courtroom, justice is not a foreign concept.
If you don't know why we did that whole bit, just watch an episode of America's Court with Judge Ross.
Of Justice, Judge Ross. So I have Sophia Harkness and Lucy Oso, and they both need to speak to the manager. So can you see? Sophia Harkness is suing Lucy Oso. She's actually suing the hotel that Lucy works for.
Do we know the name of the hotel?
We don't know the name, but it's a local establishment. We know that for $220.
Sheesh. Okay.
Because she was forced to stay at a different hotel. Lucy Oso is the defendant. It was a 2-night stay. We're getting there.
Gosh.
It's not for the room itself. We'll get there. Don't worry. Oh, it gets better. Lucy Oso is representing the hotel as the defendant. And
can I ask you this?
Yes.
Lucy, she's representing the hotel. As what role is she in HR?
She was a manager that came over when this whole situation went down. She was the manager that handled Sophia's issue at the time.
I just feel like typically if a hotel gets sued, they're not just sending an employee.
For $220.
Okay, maybe they will.
In Judge Ross's court.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
So to start with, Judge Ross, and he always has some fun ones. He calls himself Big Boss Ross. This one's a little out of the box. He turns to Sophia and he goes, all right, knock my socks off. Go ahead. I don't know why, but he said, go ahead. Tell me why you deserve all of these $220. So Sophia says, look, a month in advance, I booked a hotel room because me and two of my friends, 3 of us total, were going to come into town for this music festival. I booked 2 nights at this hotel over a month in advance. At this point, we don't get any further, and Ross turns to Lucy Oso and goes, Miss Oso, you work at the hotel. Did she book these rooms a month in advance? And Sophia says, yes, she did. She did book the hotel. It was a month in advance, but it was double booked due to a system error, and we accommodated her in the process and also gave her the option for a refund. It was double booked. It happens. It was a busy weekend. We're sorry. These things happen from time to time.
It happens.
It happens.
How does it happen?
Apparently it's a system. If you're booking online through like Priceline or something, and then somebody's in the
at like the same time.
Yeah, I guess. Or the system just sells both rooms thinking somebody's going to cancel. They always overbook, just like they oversell for flights, kind of thing.
Which I just don't think you should be able to do.
You shouldn't. At this point, it seems pretty obvious that I'm like, this hotel, no. Just wait. So they said we gave her the option of a full refund. And Ross turns back to Sophia. Did they give you an option of a full refund? She said, no, they didn't mention a full refund at all. The hotel worker's like, yes, I did. And Sophia's like, no, they didn't. I was there for a music festival. I didn't find this information out until I was checking in. It's 8:00 at night. We had 10 o'clock dinner reservations,
That's bad,
which is a different animal altogether. They had 10 p.m. dinner reservations. Shoot me in the face.
Whoa.
You heard me.
10 p.m.
10
dinner?
p.m. dinner reservations.
That's drinks. You go out for drinks after dinner.
No. 10 p.m. dinner reservations. I didn't know this. I was completely just taken aback as they tell me this, as we're checking in at 8 p.m. Lucy says, well, we called her several times. We have phone records that we called her several times. We also sent 2 emails a week in advance saying that we were double booked. We've been calling her for over a week, telling her that we were double booked, but we were more than willing to give her a refund. She never responded. Ross is like, did you get those emails? Sophia says, I didn't get any of that information. I didn't get a call. I didn't get an email. I didn't get anything.
I think the refund should be automatic, though, in a case like that, because there's...
Wait. Just wait. We're going to get there.
I'm sorry.
This is going to take a turn.
I'm sorry.
Ross looks at Sophia and is like, wait a minute. You didn't get any emails. Did you give the hotel an email address when you booked it? Yes, I did. Did you get a confirmation email in that email address? Yes, you did. Then you should have gotten these emails. Why didn't you get the emails? You're starting to sound a little bit less credible to me. That's what he says to her. So Lucy
did the hotel provide the emails showing like sent receipts?
They didn't show them to the courtroom, but Judge Ross seems to have them. Yes. So the hotel manager says, "Look, we take these complaints very seriously. We only have 50 rooms in our hotel. It's a local hotel. It's not a chain. And people were taking advantage of the proximity to the music festival, and we just had too many. It got double booked, and we're really sorry. But that doesn't mean we didn't try to make it right. After we tried contacting her numerous times and after we tried to refund the money, she showed up and we said, we'll still give you a refund in person. First, that was our first option. We'll give you a refund. Sophia said, no, she didn't say that to me. Lucy says, yes, we did. Ross says, if she had told you that, if she had said, give a refund, let's assume she didn't. If she had, would you have taken it? And Sophia says, yes, I probably would have. And we would have all stayed in my car. That's what she said.
Oh.
Yeah. Ross is like, I don't know. But then he says, listen, they double booked your room. They telling you they don't have a room for you. You can demand your money back. At any point, you could have demanded your money back. Yeah. Why didn't you demand your money back? And Sophia says, well, they booked us at a new hotel. And he goes, and you took that hotel room? She says, yes, I did. And she said, I didn't have a choice. They didn't ask me for my money back. Ross said, yes, you did. You could have asked for your money back. This is not adding up.
But so she would take the room, right?
Yes. Oh, get ready. Okay. So Lucy turns around. She had paid $400 for 2 nights, so $200 a night.
Okay.
Lucy says, I found her an upscale hotel that was over $300 a night. And I called them and I booked a room there, and I had the hotel bill me for the difference. So this hotel is taking her $400. They're going to give it to a competitor's hotel that's upscale over $300 a night, and they're paying the difference for her to go stay there. And Ross says, whoa, wait a minute. You got to stay in a nicer hotel for the same price? For no extra money? What? And you took it? Sophia's like, yes, I took it. What's the problem? What are we doing here? Sophia says there were additional fees to stay at that hotel that were not discussed upon being booked by Lucy and the old hotel.
$20 worth of fees?
So let's get down to those fees. First of all, Lucy told Sophia, I'm also going to pay for you guys to have breakfast there.
Wow.
She's going above and beyond. I'm going to pay for you to have breakfast there. The hotel never billed her for the breakfast, never billed Lucy for the breakfast. So Sophia had to pay out of pocket for the breakfast. It was $45. Lucy admits they should have billed me. I'm willing to pay for the breakfast. Ross says, is that breakfast included in the $220? Sophia says, yes. He goes, okay, you're getting $45 back. I think we're all on the same page there. This is the middle of the court. You're going to get paid for the breakfast. And the courtroom laughs. Lucy's like, that's totally fine. I offered to pay several times. She never sent me any information. We could have paid for the breakfast and this being done. He goes, okay, so we're down. We're down to what? What are we down to now? Like 175? What's this 175? What are we doing? So Sophia says, and we're just getting very petty at this point. Sophia says, first of all, parking at this new hotel was $85 a night. And Ross goes, whoa, $85 a night. Well, that's $170 right there. That's of your $175. And she goes, no. It's actually only $100 different than what I would have paid parking at Lucy's hotel. So I was going to pay $35. I ended up having to pay $85. So that's $100 extra I had to pay in parking. Lucy pipes up at this point and goes, I told Sophia that there would be an extra parking charge. I did not know what it was, but I said, before you take this room, understand there will be an extra parking fee. Right. Sophia says, yeah, I expected extra, but $50 extra. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. So that's $100. Ross is like $45 for the breakfast, $100 for the parking, $145. Where's this other $85? And she says there was an amenities fee. We don't get any more information aside from it was an amenities fee that was part of it. Lucy, the manager, says, I didn't know the amenities fee was a thing, but I did say, hey, you're going to have to pay for parking. It's an upscale hotel. She took it at that point. I didn't know what else to tell her. So Ross is ready to make his decision on if she should get the remainder of this money. $220 total. He's already said the breakfast has had $45. There's $175 on the table, $100 in parking, or $100 in parking, $75 in amenities. What do you got?
Well, first of all, I don't think that Judge Ross believes her about the refund, right? That she said she wasn't offered a refund. I believe Judge Ross thinks that she was offered a refund, heard upscale hotel, and agreed to it. I think that's pretty clear what happened here.
Yep.
And so at that point, I think Lucy has done everything that she is required to do, and more so. I don't think she's required to pay the extra for parking. That's not her fault. She gave her a warning. Amenities fee, I mean, I could maybe see an argument for it. It's not something that she ordered room service and is trying to get that paid for. That's a part of the hotel. I don't know why that wouldn't have been included in the cost of the hotel, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like something that gets added extra.
It's weird.
Unless she trashed the room and is charged $85 for above and beyond cleaning, which is the only thing I can assume that
fee is a weird one for me.
That type of fee would be for. Yeah. I'm going to just say that she gets paid for the breakfast and that's it.
Okay. You're tracking with Ross, but he's going to give her a little bit more money. So Ross basically makes it very clear he thinks that she full well could have gotten a refund and instead decided to stay at this fancier hotel. He says, you're not getting the money for the parking. She said that there was parking charges. She doesn't know how much it is. That's on you. You accepted this new room. You could have gotten a refund. You didn't. But then he said, this amenities fee, you should have let her know about the amenities fee. You should have let her know. You didn't give her the option. She needs all the information. You didn't give her the option. I'm giving her the money for the amenities fee. He gives her the $120. He doesn't give her the $100 parking fee. So Sophia is leaving. And then he also goes, this is $75 extra. Your hotel's not going to be made or broken on $75 extra. That's what we're talking about here. It's $120 for the plaintiff. I'm sorry. That's the ruling. Ross rules, into the story.
It's fine. It's I get it.
So
that's fine.
petty and
it's
technical.
Silly. Yes.
Oh, I wanted both of them to just be like, why? But in fairness, I think Lucy did everything right.
Yeah.
I just didn't want Sophia to get anything.
I just don't know what, like, that amenities fee, it sounds like
There's so
something
much
you
there.
get charged if you wreck a room, right?
Yeah, for
It
sure.
sounds like something that's on her.
It's totally on her.
Because you pay for everything, all the fees and stuff up front when you book a hotel.
Duh.
There's no fees afterwards unless it's on you, like room service or if you wreck a room.
I don't know about an amenities fee. I've not stayed many nice hotels in my day, so maybe that's it.
Maybe. All right, guys. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back to Judge Faith and the roommate wars.
Roommate wars. The revolving door.
That's exactly right. We'll be right back after this.
You got to have faith. You got to have faith. Judge Faith.
It is Judge Faith. I want to introduce you to the plaintiff in this case. His name, and I'm going to read you first name and last name because the last name is fun. It is Cameron Tabatabi. Tabatabi.
They said that.
Yes.
Okay.
I wrote it phonetically based off of how they said it.
Wow.
Tabatabi. Cameron Tabatabi is suing the defendant, Kevin Edison, for $4,542 for back rent. $4,542, a little bit more than the $200.
A little bit more.
That was over there on Judge Ross.
$4,542.
Are you ready for this situation?
I'm ready.
All right. So Cameron and Kevin were roommates.
Okay.
They moved into a house.
Okay.
With one other person.
One tenant. Other tenant.
Okay. The lease was for 1 year.
Okay.
And all three of their names were on the lease. Okay.
But only two of them are in the courtroom. Cam and
Two of
Kevin.
them. That's
Got it.
right. So, three people on the lease, but one of the people not on the lease, about halfway through the lease, said, "Hey, I'm getting married.
Oh boy.
I'm going to move to New York with my fiance."
Got it.
And they were like, "Okay, I mean, nothing we can do." But they did not tell the landlord. What Kevin did, Kevin was like, "Hey, I can find somebody else to fill his spot. No big deal."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can find somebody to sublease, so to speak, this third guy.
Kevin did this.
Yes.
Cameron did not.
Cameron agreed to it.
Okay.
But it was Kevin's idea and
Okay.
it was Kevin's friend. Okay.
Kevin!
This is technically against the terms of the lease. Both of them agree. Yes,
Fair enough.
it is. But it was the easiest solution. I had somebody fill it. No big deal.
Yep.
No big deal. So a year runs out. The lease then goes to month to month.
I'm with
so you
you.
give a 30-day notice. You can then leave. Cameron is going to leave after about a month after that year. And he tells Kevin, "Hey, at the end of this month, 30 days," he's giving Kevin a 30-day notice.
Did he give a written notice?
No. He gives Kevin, his friend,
Yep.
a 30-day notice. Now, Judge Faith says, "Did you give the landlord
That's what matters.
30-day notice?" And he's like, "No, I did not."
Cam.
But
Buddy.
the reason why I did that is because Kevin, he had this revolving door. He had people who could fill the spots.
Gotcha.
And so as long as Kevin wanted to stay there, I didn't see the problem.
Yeah.
And he was like, he agreed, "Okay, I'll find somebody to fill your spot." Okay. Months and months go by. And Cameron gets a notice in the mail,
Oh no.
basically threatening to sue the three people on the lease if they don't pay $4,542.
Oh boy.
So Judge Faith goes to Kevin. Kevin, what happened here? And Kevin's like, "Well, after Cameron left, I had people coming in, but eventually I run out of people. I'm getting people on Craigslist, whatever. They're coming in. I don't have them sign anything because it's the original lease.
Yeah.
And so it's not legal. And so they're coming in, they're staying, they're leaving without notice, they're doing all this stuff. It became too much. I eventually...
Were new people coming in every week?
Just like it was very sporadic.
Okay.
It was a revolving door.
Okay.
Proverbial. Kevin ends up getting fired from his job. He was a sous chef. He got fired from his job. He then gets a job at, like a Red Robin, run a line, basically getting paid minimum wage. And he's no longer able to pay for, he was basically at that point, he was having to pay for the full rent by himself because he ran out of people.
His other buddy was gone as well.
His other buddy was gone as well.
So he's trying to get 2 people in.
That's exactly right.
Wow.
He can't do it. He leaves before he ends up getting evicted, but he leaves and they owe $4,542.
He wants Cameron to pay all of it.
Well, here's what happened. So he's getting the notices. He's not doing anything about it. He's like, whatever. Cameron finally gets a notice. Like somehow the landlord tracks him down, sends them a notice in the mail. Hey, you need to owe this. You're going to get sued. And Cameron's like, I'm just going to pay this. I don't want to get sued. I'm going to pay this. I'll settle up with the boys. Okay. Because this was a whole friendship agreement, right?
Yes.
I'll settle up with the boys. And so he pays it because he doesn't want to get sued. He calls up Kevin, and Kevin's like, I don't know why you paid it. That's your problem. You left me hanging. I fell on hard times. You were nowhere to be found. You broke the lease.
Fascinating.
And so I'm not going to pay it. It's on you. You paid it. That's your problem. And so Kevin is like, I don't know why, I'm the only one getting sued here. They left me hanging. Why isn't the other guy here? And 2, I don't know why he wouldn't have called me before he paid it.
And D,
I don't know why I'm here. This is like, it's my fault. But it's shared responsibility here. Like we're all at fault. We all did it wrong.
He doesn't think he should pay a dime.
He doesn't think that he should pay a dime.
Yeah.
Because they were the ones that left him hanging. And even though he agreed to it, even though they left and but what are you going to do? Right?
Yeah.
Like just say, now Judge Faith is like, you guys broke the lease. Like you should have told when you were leaving, you should have told the landlord that then start. But Cameron's like, I didn't want Kevin to have to do a whole new year-long lease.
Yeah.
So that's why
there's a lot.
That's
of
why it went down the way
down
it went. That's why it went down the way it went down.
Yeah.
And Judge Faith is ready to rule.
So this is tough because I think everyone is at fault. I think Kevin is at fault for not just continuing to not pay bills.
It's so tricky, isn't it? When you're working with the boys,
dude.
You're dealing with the boys, and you're just
never had this come up in all my years of renting, like in college and after college, like. Where it went down this poorly. Like everyone was just a person that said, okay, yes, I clearly owe this and I did it. Cameron should have notified them that he was out of the lease. He didn't notify the landlord. That's 100% on him. But at the end of the day, I feel as though, and this may be just me, Cameron owes a third, Kevin owes a third, and this third amalgamation of all these other people owe a third. So what was it, $4,542?
Yes.
So that's $1,500 and that's $15 or $14. I think Cameron is going to get $1,514 from Kevin in this ruling. That is my final answer. And he's on the hook for the other $3,028 until he finds that third person to give him. That's where I am. That's what I would do. If Judge Dan was in charge, that's what I would do. I don't know what Judge Faith's going to do.
Judge Faith is down your line of thought. However,
she's going to split it.
She splits it 2 ways.
I almost went that direction.
She splits it 2 ways because this third person was gone so far.
Yeah.
Like they had already filled it. Cameron agreed with Kevin, we can fill it. We don't have to let anyone know. So at that point, it's no longer that third person's fault, even though, yes, he left. It is now a shared responsibility of fault because you both agreed not to inform the landlord. We're splitting it down.
I can't imagine a world where he was going to get more than half.
Yeah, no.
Like, why would he think that it's all Kevin's to pay?
I don't think
he should have only sued for half.
Here's the situation. Cameron, I think, understands they went around it the wrong way, but he, I think, miscalculates the importance of a gentleman's agreement.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the gentleman's agreement does not supersede the lease.
Legal agreement.
Right.
Yes.
So it's the lease at the end of the day is more important than, hey, I'm leaving after 30 days. You got it covered? Yeah, I got it covered. Like that's not it.
Not okay.
Yeah, and poor Kevin, he fell down on some hard times, and like, what can you do? What can you do?
Yeah, it's a halfsies.
It's a halfsy situation. I agree with Judge Faith 100%.
Judge Faith.
But it was a fun little rigmarole. That was a fun
rigmarole
one.
for sure.
Not every rent disagreement is fun, but that was a fun.
That was a fun one.
That was a fun
Judge
one.
Faith makes it fun.
That's exactly. She does.
She really does.
Have you watched Judge Faith?
I have. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
great.
I like
she's
her.
great. Guys, we have done it. We did another 2 cases. We hope that you enjoyed both of them. We love it when you send us cases. So if you found one,
we love the rate and review as well.
That's right.
The reviews are wonderful.
But what I'm getting at is if you found one that you like, you can send it.
You can do both.
Or you can leave it in the reviews.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Yeah.
You could try.
You can leave it in the reviews.
Yeah, why not?
I'm going to read a review really quickly, Dan, but really quick, remind people about where they can find us on the social medias.
At Yo Gavel Gavel on the Insta, on the Twitter. You can go to BrambleJamPodcast.com/gavel. You can go to BrambleJamPlus.com and get all of these shows, including your boys here at the Gavel, 100% ad-free. And please do go to Apple Podcasts. Leave us the 5 stars. And we're going to read a review.
That's exactly right. Hug Someone Today left a review, 5 stars, and said, I was super skeptical of this podcast when it was launched, but I finally gave it a listen. Couldn't be happier that I did. It's a breezy, hilarious, insightful 20 minutes. Listen, 2 exclamation points. Hug Someone Today. Thank you.
Come on, that's
And you
great.
know what? I'm going to agree with Someone Today. You should hug somebody today and have a wonderful day.
I don't know if you just hug strangers.
Hug someone that you're currently living with.
Yeah, quarantining with.
That's exactly right. We hope you have a wonderful week. We'll be back next Friday. Until then,
gavel up your horses.
Yo Gavel Gavel is a Bramble Jam podcast recorded live in Greenville, South Carolina at the Bramble Jam Podcast Network Studios. It's produced by Brandon Gray. For more information, you can go to BrambleJamPodcast.com/gavel.